Okay, so we're going to review pictographs. So here is the worksheet you're doing this week, and this is a pictograph. A pictograph has pictures, as you should remember, and you will be making up two graphs of your own this week. And your graph is going to look like this. So they're blank pictographs. In your first pictograph, you can choose whatever you want to count. So one of my suggestions in Blackboard was to go to your cupboard, and I have a lot of cans in mine. So I would put right here, and I would label mine cans in my cupboard. So make sure you always title. When you look at graphs, they have a title and they explain what your graph is. So I would put on here, I would title it, cans or cans in my cupboard. And then I put like corn, pumpkin, beans or green beans, whatever you might have. Maybe you want to count uh, like Star Wars figurines, and you can put the names of them here. Something that you have a lot of. So it'll kind of look like the graph, the first graph that I showed you. Here, and then you come up with a picture to represent. So for cans, I would draw just a little cylinder to represent a can. So for each cylinder picture means that I'm going to say two. Um, and then you can put your pictures over on this side. So here you're going to have the words, whatever you're counting, and then over here are your pictures, just like the picture of the graph that I just showed you. And let's go ahead and try to find that. There we go. So in the first column on your graph, you'll have like the words and then your pictures shown. So for this graph, each bottle stands for 10 sodas. If you have, it just depends on how many you have. You want your picture to represent more than one because you want to practice counting. So this, they had a lot of beverages, so they want to have one beverage equal a lot. I don't have that many cans, so would represent one of my cans equaling two. So you want to make your picture represent a bigger number if you have a lot of it, or a smaller number like 5, something easy to count by, 2s, 3s, 5s, 10s, etc. On the second graph that is given to you, so you have two, you are going to, and the directions, you're going to be, like you'll do push-ups. And so you can label whatever you want, push-ups from my family, or just push-ups, because then down here, you'll put your name, maybe your mom, dad, brother, sister, or if you want, you can put like a friend, or you can call a grandparent up, and they put their names over here. Then you come up with a picture to represent a push-up, and I think, are timing for 1 minute. So the directions in Blackboard, so let's just go ahead and go to the directions. Okay, so on the directions, it states on the second graph, I want you to do push-ups. Choose 4 to 5 people to do push-ups. Time yourself for 1 minute. So you time yourself for 1 minute and then graph your data you collected. So you would put on that right-hand side the picture to represent how many you did, how many your mom did, how many your dad did, and so on. This, you might want each picture to mean a lot, or just depending on how many you did. So if you could do 10 in a minute, maybe you want to have represent 2. Maybe you want one picture to represent 10, or maybe you want one picture to represent 5. That is totally up to you. And that is it for your pictographs. So it's kind of fun. You get to pick a choice here. I would do cans, but that's me. You might collect things, or your parents might collect things, or your dad, or your sister or brother, and you choose to do that. So looking forward to seeing what you choose for your pictograph. And then down here is push-ups. So the directions are in Blackboard. It says to use a ruler, but just be neat when you're coming up with making the pictures. And it looks like that is all for your graphs. So have fun.